Welcome back to my video demonstration on how we learn in our practice room. This is part 2. I'm going to show you a practice tool that I call it skeletons. I'm sure other teachers call it different things, which is where we take a selected component of a piece of music and we first of all start with that. Now let me just show you from the famous E-flat Nocturne of Chopin. Let me play you the beginning of it. Now if we look at that, that's made up of a left hand bass and then the harmony, bass, harmony, bass, harmony. One bass note, two harmony notes. Now if I'm making a skeleton of that for practice, it's also brilliant for memorizing, but also learning in the initial learning stages. Supposing I would play my melody line in my right hand together with just the bass in the left hand. See what I'm doing there? Bass note, and I omit the chords for the purposes of practicing. That really shows me if I know that bass line by itself without any reference to the chords in the middle. Now, we can, of course, just play the chords by themselves, which is, again, a very useful thing to do because when we're playing that piece, we're constantly moving around the keyboard. But if I omit the bass now, I can relate those two chords to these two chords and we'll discover that there's only a little bit of a shift in position between this and this. Very useful thing to do. Probably not so useful to play the tune, the top, with that, although you certainly could. Let me apply that now to the famous beginning of the Pathetique Sonata, which I demonstrated in the previous video. I'm going to make a skeleton of this beginning, the opening part. Let me play the opening part properly first. Now what I can do for practice is just to play the notes that are on the main beats, in other words, the main events. And if you think of those as columns, the main structural columns, and the other notes as being the drapery that connects one column to the other. Column 1, column 2, with the connecting thread there. Helps me very, very much to hear what's important and what's on another level, on another layer. I'm going to show you one more example of skeleton practice. And that's from the Mendelssohn Rondo Capriccioso that I used previously, the beginning thereof. Now, the skeleton I'm going to show you, and I can guarantee that if you practice like this, you will be much more in control rhythmically, because I'm showing you the main rhythmical design here. Go back and do that now with the skeleton. What I'm attending to there is the absolute rhythmical precision and the coordination of so that when I feel that in my body, when I put the other notes in, everything slots together in a wonderful way that feels coordinated and effortless, really. Let me move on now to finish this demonstration by helping you a little bit with the tremolo. I often get asked, please can you show me how to do the tremolo at the beginning of the fast section of the Pathetique Sonata, which is this. know that part. And a lot of you have struggled with keeping this free and also keeping it rhythmical. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Let me start off by just showing you the movement itself, how we're going to need to feel that. It's a rotary movement. It actually comes from my forearm. It doesn't happen in my fingers at all. My fingers are firm enough to support the arm. Do you see what I'm doing there? I'm moving from here, and my elbow remains more or less stationary. Now the movement, the tremolo, has to be very rhythmical. So what I would suggest you do first is to play just the notes in the left hand that coincide with the right hand. See what I'm doing there? Just my pinky notes. Now, we can also do this, very useful thing to do. Put the thumb down and leave it there. Now I'm going to actually put it down silently. Now. See what I'm doing there? My thumb is anchored in that C, and then I can feel not only the rotary movement that I need, but I can also hear that these fifth fingers are coinciding with the right hand when they need to. I hope these suggestions will help you in your practice, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.